Happy New Year, and welcome to Policy on Demand's Week in Review. I'm Beth Bell. The clear highlight in the tax policy world this week was Monday's release of the OECD Inclusive Framework's side-by-side package, which outlines significant changes to the Pillar 2 global minimum tax. While the US is currently the only country whose M&Es are eligible to elect the side-by-side safe harbor, the safe harbor is available to other countries if, like the United States, they satisfy certain conditions related to their international and domestic tax systems. Government and business group reception has been largely positive thus far. This includes Chairman Crapo of the Senate Finance Committee and Chairman Smith of the Ways and Means Committee, who applauded the work of the administration, but also noted that Republicans in Congress were willing to take immediate action, presumably referring to the Section 899 proposal, should there be a delay in adoption of the agreement. The agreement itself is not self-executing. Inclusive framework countries will need to take steps to adopt the safe harbors in accordance with their own domestic procedures and timelines. Continued monitoring of legislative developments will remain crucial here. In my conversations this week, I've been asked about effective dates. It's important to note that the side-by-side package does not include any retroactive relief for taxpayers. All in-scope M&Es must fully comply with the existing Pillar 2 rules for their 2024 and 2025 tax years. On the legislative front, Congress was back in session this week to start an extremely busy month. The House of Representatives approved a measure that would extend the expired ACA premium tax credits for 3 years. The 3-year extension is not expected to go far in the Senate, where a similar vote failed in December, but it may help spur further interest in a potential bipartisan compromise. President Trump himself weighed in on the issue with House Republicans directly during their retreat this Tuesday. These discussions around a bipartisan deal come ahead of the January 30 deadline to fully fund the U.S. government. Ever since that January 30 deadline was set last year, tax policy watchers have speculated whether it could carry any number of tax and trade provisions, including expired tax extenders like the Work Opportunity Tax Credit, bipartisan bills like the Taiwan tax package, and trade measures like an extension of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. The January 30 funding vehicle is the only near-term must-do vehicle on the legislative calendar, but given the larger healthcare issue, the prospects for these additional tax and trade items remains extremely uncertain. Speaking of trade issues, the Supreme Court indicated that it could release opinions on Friday. The announcement prompted speculation that a decision on President Trump's authority to use IEEPA to justify many of the administration's tariff measures may be released. The likelihood of the Supreme Court ruling in favor of the administration dropped after oral arguments on November 5th, where some conservative judges' questions for the administration's attorneys were viewed by commentators as especially skeptical. Key cabinet members, like Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, have noted that officials are ready to maintain the tariffs through other avenues should the Supreme Court rule against the administration. For more information and analysis on the year ahead in tax policy, our 2026 Tax Policy Outlook is linked in the show notes, along with analysis on the side-by-side package and a link to register for the Pillar 2 webcast on January 13th. Have a good weekend and see you next week.